Can you take a 5-step lead magnet and turn it into a profitable content empire? We're going to answer that question on the Content Profit Show in just a moment. Content Profit Show. This is Jeff Herring, your host, and this is episode 92, which, if my math is correct, where I went to school, we're barreling in on episode 100 coming up soon. We'll have a big celebration for that. And I want to celebrate y'all because it's because of y'all that that this has gone so well. I mean, I started it as a lark with one of these a week, and now we're at 4 of them a week. And Catherine, you're familiar with the phrase y'all, right?
Yes.
And so this morning I was listening to my favorite morning show on the radio, and the guy is from Maryland, but he said, because we want to hear from all y'all. And he goes, oh my God, I've become so Southern. I'm like, yeah. And for those of y'all that don't know, all y'all is everybody. Y'all is one person. All y'all is everybody. Okay. So if you have not had your content profit seat yet, right under my name is a link called jeffherring.com/profit, right? And that's where you go to get your seat. We are scheduling now into August. We're here at the end of June. So if you want one, go get one. So we have Catherine Wild here all the way from Texas. She is the Soul Care Mom, and we'll find out what that is in a little bit. Catherine, welcome.
Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here.
Well, I'm happy you're here. I think we're going to have fun. And as if you know, you've followed me for more than a minute, you know I dive right in. So that's what we're going to do. We'll bring up the stuff, and then we're going to come over here, and let's look at your lead magnet. Now, I told Catherine going in, we're going to spend a little bit of time on this one and do a little lead magnet mini workshop. It won't take from the time for your stuff, Catherine.
No.
But I want everybody that's listening to learn from this because it's really one of the best ones I've ever seen. Okay? So kickstart your calm morning. Inviting title, a self-care morning ritual for moms, niched, 5 simple steps before you even get out of bed. Okay? So folks, look at how calm this first page is. Okay? So then we go down to the second one, and she's welcoming you with a different text. Nice job. More soulful resources. So most people wait till the end to give their other resources in a lead magnet. And Catherine, you've done 3 of them here at the very beginning, and it doesn't feel salesy. It feels like just flowing. Okay, and so then we get here. Look at these 5 things, folks. And before we get into the 5, Catherine, how in the world did you get into this interesting niche?
Yeah, so it started with my own motherhood journey, and me quickly realizing that, if I didn't take care of myself, I wasn't going to be able to be the mom I wanted to be calm with my kids, and just enjoy. We were talking about how this time really flies, and so just enjoy this precious time with them. And I was really interested in yoga, and so I became a yoga and meditation teacher.
Okay.
And then it grew from there. I taught classes, and I started my website, and I was bringing more things online and creating courses and things because I knew I wanted to help reach more moms and help more people. And then, with the pandemic, I really went all in online and started my membership.
Yeah. You had time and they had time.
Yeah.
And so very cool. Isn't it amazing how the things we've done in life prepare us for something we don't even know we're going to be doing?
Yeah.
I just find that amazing. Okay. So step 1, boy, this is difficult. Breathe, right? But 5 deep calming breaths. In doing that with people for different kind of things, sometimes it looks like people don't even know how to take a deep breath. They're always so go, go, go. And so, if you can do 5 of those in a row, you're going to feel better. Number 2, smile. Allow your lovely smile to light your face. See, just that makes me smile. So nice. Step 3, practice gratitude. Yeah, always. Step 4, choose a mantra. I love it. What do you mean by mantra?
So there's so many thoughts, running through our heads all the time, and a lot of them are very judgmental, and we're hard on ourselves. We're often our worst critic. And so um, when we're in those stressful moments, which happens throughout our day as moms or dads. Um, Having reprogramming ourselves in a way, right? Having a phrase or something that we can give ourselves to, lean on, to remember that we're okay in this moment, we're safe, we're loved, we'll get through this, right? And just something that feels really loving to you.
I love it. I love it. One of the reasons when someone asks me how I am, I'll usually say it's another day in paradise. It's just a fun answer, but it's also to remind myself that
Yes.
this really is. So you got some examples. Just breathe. I am enough. Oh my gosh, that's huge. You ever heard a song by Lauren Daigle called "You Say"?
Yes.
Okay, all right.
Welcome.
I just learned a lot about you. And so I love that song. She actually started and grew up on our stages here in Atlanta,
Oh,
uh,
wow.
and then just became this. I like that song. You say, and are you familiar with "Still Rolling Stones"?
Hmm.
Are there other songs?
Yeah, the other one that's coming to my mind is Look
Yeah,
Up. Like that one just, yeah.
yeah, yes, that
Yeah.
one's a good one too. She's cool. Um, I've got this. Yep. I choose love. I give myself permission to slow down. I love that one. One of my sayings I always use with my sons, that they feed back to me sometimes now. When things are getting chaotic or we get lost or whatever, it's always, we'll figure it out. We'll
Mm.
figure it out. And they've taken that and run with it. A cool thing you've got coming with yours is watching one of your kids parent. That's one of the most amazing things in the world. All right. Step 5, set an intention. Okay. Set an intention to do something just for you that day. See, I love this one because a lot of the moms and dads I work with, I don't even try to get the, I don't try to move them from where they are to being first on their list. I try to move them from being where they are to just at least be on your list, you know,
Yes.
go up there somewhere, right? Um, so put on some music and dance, cup of tea, read a book, yoga that fits for you, sit in the sunshine. I do that here when I walk Duke. Um, in the park, there's some nice chairs, and we'll just sit in the sun, you know.
Yeah.
And he does it during the day. His favorite place is out here on the balcony, laying in the sun, watching the world go by. Go for a walk. Isn't it amazing what happens when you move, right?
Yeah.
Bubble bath. Do they still have Mr. Bubble? Remember Mr. Bubble?
I don't remember Mr. Bubble.
It was a big pink. Anybody that remembers this, please put it in the chat so it doesn't sound like I'm crazy. It's a big thing, big thing of bubble bath that I grew up with.
Oh,
Um,
awesome.
as opposed to what we do now with, bath bubbles and all the other kind of stuff. Meditate and journal. Okay. So you're suggesting to repeat this ritual every morning. Wow. How could you not get up feeling better
Mm.
with this? Well done. We're going to turn it into some cool stuff here in a minute, but I want to show everybody that your next steps. Yep. Um, what a nice invitation. Okay. Um, you are loved. I'm loving that. Over my left shoulder is a drawing from a kid that was in the drug rehab that I ran back in the 80s. That she drew this for me when I left. And it says, remember, you are loved. And then it's got scenes from the 6 years and stuff. So I really noticed that. Join Vibrant Mom Life. Ready to say goodbye to mom guilt and find time for yourself. Oh my goodness, what mom doesn't want that? While being the best mom you can be. Really well done. So, folks, I wanted to spend some time with this. This is how you do a lead magnet. Okay. And so, Catherine, great job.
Thank you.
Now, let's turn this into lots of cool things. It's already a cool thing, but let's bring this up. And there's your meeting account down here that I see you played in. Um, You had 41 followers this morning. You got 42 now because I followed you.
Oh, yay.
And so you're almost halfway to the 100.
Oh.
You need to get paid for those articles. So we'll talk about how to do that later. So let's go over here, start the slideshow. And again, this is a rough draft. We can change things, add things, move things, etc. Let me check the comment section while we're working here. One of my best buddies. I don't remember Mr. Bubble, probably because it's before my time. Thank you. Yeah, right. I mean, he's like 6 months apart. Come on. But just funny story time about age. Some people moved in next door, and I was talking to him one night as we watched the storm come in. And the woman sells sells Nissans, Nissan cars.
Mm-hmm.
And we were talking back and forth, and I said, "Do you know that Nissan used to be called Datsun?"
Mm-hmm.
And the response was, "Yes, but we weren't alive then." I'm like, "Oh, jeez." Thank you so much. All right, so let's get going here. All right, so there's your 5-step Soul Care for Moms lead magnet. And when you do something like this, folks, this really makes it simpler when you do it in chunks, 5 steps, whatever, to turn it into great stuff. Now, we're going to use Medium to drive traffic, email, webinars, social. Substack is one I've just started getting into that I want to get as good at as I am in Medium to help y'all and, the drive traffic for me. So let's go to the first product. Okay. And you've already got a membership, right?
Yes.
Okay. And you've already got some courses too, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So this is not instead of, this is in addition to.
Okay.
To drive traffic to the membership, because it's wonderful having a lot of people in the membership. Because I mean, think about it, folks. You're doing the same thing whether you got 10, 100, or 1,000. So it's a good way to do this. All right. So let's look at a short term. Whoops, I went too far, and I'm going worse now. All right, I'll stop. I'll stop clicking. Short term coaching programs. Okay, and I like to do them, and I just taught a class on this in the Summer Profit 23 course, where, okay, let me ask you, what, and I'm sure you've got lots of these, but if you brought 5 women onto onto StreamYard or onto Zoom, each one of them got 20 minutes. What could you help those moms achieve in 20 minutes or less?
Yeah, I think the things that usually come forth first are like mom guilt, especially around taking that time for self-care. So helping them to realize that it's okay to put themselves first is usually like a big block to actually taking the next step and doing something for themselves.
Okay. So you could help them begin to get past the mom guilt.
Yeah.
Okay. And then have them choose something to do for themselves, and maybe suggest, before your head hits the pillow tonight, do it today.
Mm-hmm.
So think about that, how good those 5 moms would feel by the end of that time together. Plus they get to see the other moms, and this is particularly important for this because they're going to see 4 other moms dealing with mom guilt, and that helps them think, I'm not the only one that feels this way. I'm not the only one that, oh my goodness, maybe there's hope. I like to do these. You can do them, 2 or 3 sessions. I like to do them in one because it's quick. They get a result. They've gotten a taste of your coaching.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end, they really want more from you. Most people that do one of these move on through the model, the profit model, and about 25% of them wind up in your membership. Okay? Suggested prices, $37.47. The first one I did was $150. I like starting out low so people get buying behavior, but you can play with that price. And so then, do you have a course on these 5 things from the lead magnet?
Not specifically. I do have a morning self-care course.
Okay.
It has like morning and evening ideas.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Cool. And so you could create one just on these 5 things
Yeah.
because each one of those is a module. Okay. Each piece of self care,
Mhm.
even breathing. I mean, you could
Mhm.
spend because I mean, breathing sounds like what we do a lot because it is, but like you say, 5 deep breaths to calm yourself. That's this from yoga. That's that's hard to get people to do.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, that could be a whole module. Um, and let's say you created a course, and each one of your soul care morning ritual steps for moms was a module. Okay, um, 47 to 197, and then you could back up, and each one of those modules becomes its own small mini course.
Okay.
Okay, so um, from panic to deep breaths or something could be a title. Um,
Okay.
all of that's going to drive people to the courses, and then we've got a short term continuity, um, and that's usually like 8 to 12 weeks. And so you could do it with this lead magnet and do get the 5 weeks if you did an 8 week program, and the rest could be another way to do it, and have two sets of each module. You could have other stuff in there. Um, one of the cool things about having this last for 2 or 3 months is like the ones I did early on were like $37 a month for 3 months. Okay,
Okay.
so it's $111. Um, and what happens is they get accustomed to paying you monthly.
Yeah.
And so when it comes time for the next success steps,
It's an easy
it's good
investment.
to price the short-term continuity at the same price as the
Mm.
membership, because then you can say, well, you've been doing this for 3 months. Why don't we keep working together and you go here? Um, and the cool thing about these three pieces is that 25% of the people that do this wind up in your membership. About a third of the people that do this wind up in your membership, and fully half of the people that do the short term
Mm.
end up in your monthly. How much do you charge for your monthly?
147.
Good for you. Yes, I love it. I love it. Did it start out that way?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, it was 47 when we started.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pay attention to that, folks. Okay, because you can start at one place and move it on up. And my guess is 147 isn't the last place, right?
Yeah, I'm happy with it right now, and we keep, like, adding different ways of support and all the things. Yeah, so, I mean, you never know, but
I love it. I love
yeah.
it. And so there's the monthly continuity, and you're in that range, 47 to 197. And then I always add to these things something to be created later, because you know this from doing what you've done, and we can do this working together. Identify something. Oh, I never thought of that before.
Right.
Have that. I mean, you could do. I don't know if you want to do any individual coaching or one-on-one work, but that's one thing it could grow into. Okay. Any questions so far?
No, I love it.
Love it.
Yeah, definitely getting some ideas from this.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. Getting a glimpse of the future.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. Well, like I said in the warm up, it's the fastest 20 minutes in the
Yeah.
world because we're at that point almost. Um, I'm glad you got a glimpse of the future. I'm glad you're excited. And this is just scratching the surface, really. So as we wrap up, thank you for being such a great guest. One,
Thank
and two, thank you for bringing such great stuff. Um,
thank you.
and the exciting thing is, one of the things I get to do is I get to help people. And that's just cool. And there's, from doing this, there's moms I'm never going to even meet or know that are going to be helped through you. So that's
Mhm.
what lights me up. Um, so before we wrap up, any questions that pop up?
No, I'm just so thankful. Thank you for this opportunity, and thank you for these ideas. I'm definitely gonna explore them more. Yeah.
My pleasure. My
Thank you.
pleasure. If you have any questions, we can ask them in the after show or send them to me or whatever. And folks, if you want to be sitting in Catherine's seat, not at her home, but in the content profit seat in your home or your office, the link's right down below, jeffherring.com/profit, and we'll get you in. Catherine, again, thank you so much, and we'll chat afterwards. And for y'all, 2 questions to think about after watching this. How can I use what I've seen here in my own business? And how can I get Jeff to do for me what he just did for Catherine? And you know where that link is, folks. All right. So on that note, we'll wrap up. Thank you for being here. A lot of places you could have been. Online, you chose to be with us, and that's always appreciated. Catherine, thank you for joining us. And folks, as always, you know what to do. Go use this stuff.